Good afternoon, friends. This is the time for the weekly wrap, and this week the wrap is going to be interesting because there are very, contrary winds which are blowing in the market, and you know what I would like to do is give you the best setups where you should act instead of talking about the market will go here and the market will go there. That nobody knows. But what you need is, I think, low risk reward areas where you should try to act. Now, first, let's understand, the pitch situation as they call it. Now, the issue is that Nifty is weak and Bank Nifty is strong. And till Nifty moves down and Bank Nifty goes up, I would say that there is no trade which should be taken. Trading should only be done on the indices if both these guys move in the same direction. Now, on the Nifty, you can easily see this sort of range which we are in 18,050 to about 18,300. So, the Nifty has already entered some kind of consolidation. Now, the two ways this consolidation can play out is that you keep going sideways. Maybe Monday you open gap up and then you come back down, consolidate at 18,050 and go down. Or the market goes up, down, up, consolidates at this boundary and then moves higher. Okay. So, which one of these possibilities is likely to happen, that the market will tell us. But what you want to do is, if you have this sort of situation, you want to buy into the Bank Nifty. And similarly, this breakdown you will trade only if the Bank Nifty reverses and starts to come off. So, unless both these guys are in the same direction, you should not be trying to trade Nifty on one side and Bank Nifty on the other side. Now, let's look at Bank Nifty, which looks stronger. But if you see individual banks, the Bank Nifty is moving up only because of Kotak. So, there aren't too many banks which are participating in this kind of a rally. So, where I want to buy the Bank Nifty is if you get a decline into this 40,000 zone and then you start to go up. Some people would say they would buy this breakout, but then your stop is here. So basically, next week, I don't think there are significant buying opportunities, and a lot of time will be spent in consolidation. So the idea is, on the Nifty, 18,050, 18,300 is likely to remain. And on the Bank Nifty, it is still on the upside as long as 40,000 holds on. So the place to buy the Bank Nifty is at 40,000 zone. And in case the Bank Nifty starts to decline and participates on the downside, then maybe the Nifty is the better sell below 18,050. I am not keen to buy into Nifty or sell into Bank Nifty. So that needs to be remembered. Now the interesting chart for the week is Nifty Junior. Now this Nifty Junior has had a very strong decline into its 50-day moving average, and my sense is that a lot of mid caps have possibly made their highs, and I wouldn't be surprised if Nifty Bank Nifty remains sideways and the mid cap continues to have its sharp sell off. So this needs to be remembered that the market here will prepare for tapering much sooner than maybe global markets indicate. That particularly people will increase the quality of their stocks by moving from mid caps to large caps. As far as the weekly pivot situation is concerned, Nifty weekly pivot is 18,250 thereabouts. So 18,250 to 300 is that sort of zone where Nifty should expect resistance, and similarly 40,070 is the support on Bank Nifty. If Bank Nifty starts moving up, 40,840 is a target you can look at, and if Nifty starts to move down, 17,900 is something you can look at as a target. See, the issue is that this kind of holding up of indices is being done so that mid caps can be sold. If Nifty and Bank Nifty start moving in the same direction, then either the market will crash or it will go up very sharply. So this is how distribution is done. You make the large cap indices go sideways, and then uh, you know basically sell the mid caps behind the scenes. Now, one of the strategies I would like to tell you from a very intraday type perspective is that look at this 200 period average on the 5-minute chart. This is the Nifty. Most moves on the expansion side, particularly for options traders, start from this 200 period average. So there are two moves. Either you are very close to the 200 and from there you start expanding on the downside, or you move way away from the 200 and hence you need a sharp pullback towards the 200. The indices cannot remain away from the 200 for a long time. Uh, they can move away only in very strongly trending markets like we saw uh, in the week that had the week before last one. So a very nice setup is, let me show you some examples. Each time you come close to the 200, you try to buy. Okay. Now, in case you come back to the 200 and you start to consolidate, which means that the 200 will give you bounce the first time But if you keep coming back to the 200, it will then start to consolidate here and then break down. So the 200 is a very significant support or a resistance zone. So if you keep your trading simple and you trade when things get near the 200, you can make a decent enough living. On the other hand, there are times when the market goes sideways at the 200, which is called a consolidation. And let me show you an example of that kind of consolidation. As you can see here, the Nifty is consolidating in this zone and keeps narrowing and then finally breaks down. So what happens is that to get a big trending move, you need a consolidation at this equilibrium zone and then a large move from there. So this way, now you have two setups. A, you go towards the 200 and you can get your intraday type of trade, the example of which you can see here. Or you can wait for this consolidation and the market to narrow, and as soon as you break this support, you get a large trending move on the downside. So for swing traders, what you want to do is wait for this Nifty to consolidate around the 200 and then show you breakdown. For the very intraday type of players, what you want to do is wait for the Nifty to get to this 200 zone and then buy a breakout out of this. So if you can just manage this one setup, which is support resistance on indices and stocks, the same thing can be done on indices as well as stocks. The overextension bit is that the Nifty closes down sharply and the parameter for that is S2 on the pivots. Again, next day it opens lower and often from S1 it tends to reverse. So when you get too far away from the 200, you need to look for reversal. Like for example, here you had one day of closing at the highest point, then you had a second day of closing at the highest point. Now on the third day, you gapped up, and from there you got a big reversal. So you don't want to buy this gap up. And because this distance has become large, now there is no mathematical formula. You just have to do this with experience, that whenever the distance between price and 200 becomes large, the price snaps back to the 200. So these are the kind of setups that you can look for, instead of worrying about where the market is going, because that has no end. There are several pros and cons. Look at this here. The price comes to 200, and from there it starts to expand. Similarly, before this period, you had the Nifty moving sideways. So in a sideways type of situation, what you want to do is, if you get sharp declines into a feature on the left, like this was a point which was available when the market declined to this point here. So these are the kind of trades you can take on the sideways market, and that is why this 18,050, 18,300 zone is likely to give you this type of action for now. So you don't chase rallies, you don't chase declines, but what you are looking to do is to look for previous support and resistance and then try to trade it. I would think, given the size of the Bank Nifty rally also, even there we could see some sort of consolidation which is now likely to happen. So for tomorrow, I don't think there is any sort of big trade after the gap up. Let's see how that gap up is sold into, and what is the mid cap action. But I doubt very much that you can get a significant trade tomorrow, because things will be volatile, choppy, and let the market consolidate, and then you should be able to find a good trade. Some of the stocks I would like to point out, as I did on Twitter also. Jubilant Food, look at this, decline. This is not a normal decline. Similarly, Avenue Supermarts, look at this collapse. So, all of these stocks are not giving a good feeling, and hence you should substantially trim your individual, mid cap type positions. This is Info Edge. So the problem is that the damage is too significant for these stocks to revive and go back to new highs. So the view is that large caps consolidate and mid caps possibly continue with their declines. So that should be it for this weekly review. I would think, in terms of sectors, financials continue to show strength. Meanwhile, consumer and commodity type sectors are likely to show a decline. But I would think that the market will give you a message fairly soon that which side it's going to resolve. And in terms of price action, 18,050 once taken out, the buy on dip guys will move aside and the market will come off sharply. Similarly, in terms of market breadth, etc., things are not going too well. Can Bank Nifty keep going up and Nifty keep going down? I don't think so. That situation can last for a long time. Finally, they will both move on the same side, and that is where you will get significant opportunity. So that should be it. Take care, trade well, and please consult your financial advisor.